Hello and a very warm welcome to everybody watching. How are you? I hope you're all very well. I hope you're all staying inside and I hope you're all staying safe. Now, before I get into this video, the other night we stood outside and we clapped for the NHS. So if there's anybody watching this video from the NHS, thank you very much, stay safe, and we really appreciate everything that you're currently doing for the country, and I think I can hand on heart say the country are behind you for what you're doing, so thank you for that one. Now getting into the video, I put on Twitter about a question and answer and people have fired in some questions, so I thought, I don't know, let's answer them. So first and foremost, we had a question from Sean Hargreaves, which is he's a fellow shanker, he's a golf mate, and somebody that I've had quite a lot of contact with over the last year and a bit, I think now actually. So Sean, I hope you're doing well and stay safe, mate. What's the best golf advice you've been given and who by? Now, one thing that sticks in my head is the slower you swing it, the further the ball goes. Now that kind of goes against everything that they're saying nowadays, which is, get the ball out there. That was more, back in my day, was tempo, and you get consistency from tempo and things like that. So the best bit of advice, it was actually my old boss, who's a PGA pro, and he was the one that said to me, the slower you swing it, the steadier you swing it, the further the ball will go. And that is what he meant by that was your timing. So if you get your timing right, you're going to get compression right, you're going to get strike right, and the golf ball's going to go exactly where you want it to go. I have tried swinging it really fast and hard. It doesn't work for me. I kind of lose all sync and end up looking like an orangutan while I'm trying to swing a golf club. So hopefully that answers your question, Sean. So the next question is from none other than Mr. Controversial himself, the combat golfer, Fergs. His question was, who's got the best channel out of me, Graham and Owen? Links down below to all to everybody's channels. If they've got one that I mentioned in the video, the links will all be down below, and if you haven't, go and check them out. But who's got the best one out of the three of us? I think we all do a different approach to the world of golf, and we obviously upload it to YouTube. So the YouTube world of golf and the ways that all three of us do it are very different. So Owen is very, very good at his editing, where Graham does his ramblings and he's really good at his ramblings. So it's kind of like a ramblings, but it's not this. Where I'm more golf orientated, where I know Graham is and Owen is as well, but my channel is mainly golf, whether it be starting to test products, whether it be playing golf with Dad on the golf course and trying to get his quest for his handicap. But very rarely do I ever do anything like this, and neither does Owen. So the ramblings is kind of Graham's thing, whereas Owen will have his challenges with his brother and a few other people. Obviously he's just had the battle of the hairdresser or the barber with Sean Hargreaves, whose comment I answered before. If you haven't seen that, go and have a look at that. So yeah, we're all different, but who's got the best one out of it? Well, of course it's me, because it's my channel that I'm doing this on, so it's got to be me. But yeah, truth be told, we're all very different, but we're all unique at the same time. So I can't really put a name on who's got the best one, because we're all different. It's like saying who's got the best golf YouTube channel. We're all very different. We all do things in a very different way. So yeah. Now, speaking of a fellow shanker, Graham Mackenzie, otherwise known as GMAC Golf, he's asked me the question of who's the best golfer you've ever played with. Wow, who's the best golfer I've ever played with? Now, I want to split this into two categories, and the reason why I do is, if you've watched the talk show on the Shankers channel with James Robinson, he kind of put it into two different categories: playing with your mates and having a laugh, or playing with the best ability. So obviously I've got I'm going to go into the laugh side of things. I've got the lads and I've also got my dad, because when we're on the golf course we have a hoot. We always have a hoot, and you know, if you just need to ask GMAC and Owen what Dad's like with them, we are always laughing when all four of us are together. Plus you've got Baby Golfer, which is Owen's brother, but as a collective, the people that I play the most golf with are Owen, my dad, Graham, baby golfer, and yeah, we all have a laugh. So, best golfer? My days. There's been a few, to be honest with you. I've played with a few county players, a few scratch team players. Many years ago, there was a guy called Gordon Sherry, and he's got to probably be one of the best ones I've ever had a round of golf with. He was a tour pro at the time, and he was unbelievable. He literally, I remember he stood on a golf ball, he put it that far down in there and still nailed it 170 yards, and I was just like, wow. So yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. If you don't know who he is and he's not on the scene anymore, that's who that's probably who the golfing ability wise was. But I kind of go for more, not ability, for the laugh I can have on a golf course, because there's nothing worse than being on that golf course for as long as you have, getting frustrated when, you know, if we're all having a start that again, if we're all out there having a laugh, that's more important to me than the golfing ability. So hope that answers your question, G-Mac, because it's the only answer you're getting. So another good friend of the channel is Mr. Keith Harris. So how are you doing, Keith? Hope you're well, and a belated birthday to you for the other day. His question was, I mean, all these questions are coming up on there so you can see them as well. Have you confronted slow players who particularly leave their bags at the front of the green? Short of murdering them, have you reported them? And then he's put at the end, tossers, with an exclamation mark. Have I ever confronted? Yes, I have. When I was a lot younger, not now, I don't tend to do it as much now. But when I was a lot younger as a junior, so we're probably talking when I was 15, if anybody was slow in front of me, one thing I would do, if I waited more than 4 or 5 minutes on the tee, I'd tee the ball up and I'd hit it over the reds. That's exactly what I would do. And that was my way of dealing with slow play. I knew for the fact back in the day that I was long enough to carry it over their heads, so it was never going to be that much of an issue. But yeah, so I have taken it into my own hands in that respect. Have I ever reported them? No. I think I have been reported a few times for doing what I've done. I've certainly been in front of the committee a few times for it, but it's what you do. I was a junior. I'd still do it now. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question, Keith. Yes, I have. I've never murdered anybody, but I have hit the golf ball over the head to try and them on. Yeah, things you do when you're a kid. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Keith. It probably wasn't the best way to do it, but it was right in my head at the time. So Robbie Pevley has asked, and Robbie is a really nice guy, and he will have some content coming out on his YouTube channel shortly as well. Is it really that big of a deal that everything matches brand-wise in my golf bag? So from my bag to my ball to me... Hell yeah. It absolutely does. I'm trying to get over the phobia of it. But obviously while golf's not doing much, there's not a great deal we can do about it, because I'm not out there playing with other golf clubs. So is it a big deal? Yes, it is. Why is it a big deal? I think it goes back to many years ago when I had Max Fly, when I was an assistant, they came to me and offered me clubs, and everything matched. So from that point on, now everything's matched since I started back up again. So whether it be, if I had Titleist, everything would be Titleist. Then I moved to TaylorMade, and then everything was TaylorMade. Then everything went out, switched back to Titleist, everything was Titleist again. And obviously now I'm on Callaway, as you can see. Is it that much of a deal? Yes, it really is. If I notice something not quite right, mate, honestly, it just does my nut in. Honestly, I don't, yeah, I can't handle it. Can't handle it. So thanks for your question, pal. Hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, I can't do it. Next question, Aidan Judd. Which part of America would you like to visit? Well, I've been very fortunate. I've been to America twice. I've been to Orlando twice. But which part would I love to go and see? Honestly, I'd love to go sightseeing. I'd love to go to Vegas. I would love to go to see the White House and do that kind of thing. I'd love to do Route 66. I think that's probably got to be one of the bucket lists. And also come to where you guys are to play golf at your golf courses over in America, because I played golf once in Disney and that was really, really good. But obviously when you're stuck in Orlando, you've got more of the theme parks and stuff like that. So yeah, the answer to that excuse me, the answer to that question is there are a few places where I'd like to go sightseeing in America, but it obviously wouldn't be in one trip, unless I did Route 66, which obviously would be one trip kind of thing. Anywho, so thank you for that, Aidan. That's most appreciated. Just gonna have a drink. So, question from Stuart Carter Smith. Now, Stuart has a golf channel and he is a golf talent. That golf swing is second to none. Absolutely beautiful. If you've not been to Stuart's channel before, seriously recommend that you go and give it a watch, and you'll understand what I mean by when I say his swing is really, really good. Stuart's very similar to me, where we were both assistants back in the day, and obviously I think Stuart then went on to progress to be a pro and what have you not. But we both got our amateur status back, and we're both just enjoying the game as an amateur as opposed to the professional side of it. Now, he's asked the question of, if you couldn't play golf, what sport would you play? Tiddlywinks? Because I ain't built for anything else. Or darts. I could play darts, because that's probably the only other thing that I'm built for. And I am quite good at darts. Yeah, I don't think I've never been a football person. Never been a football person. Just doesn't tick my boxes. I did try rugby once. Just wasn't built for that either. And then it's always ever been golf. So I've never really known anything other than golf. I've picked up darts and played darts. But so yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Stuart. And continue with comments on the log, because I really, really like it. So, the next question from Paul Nicholson, aka Happy Me Golf. Before I ask your question, Paul, thank you very much for what you do on golfsub.com. You know it's one of my favourite things, and I'm going to try and get into the next bracket and smash that 1,000. So, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Not Paul, everybody. Hit that subscribe button and let's try and get over 1,000 while we're in lockdown. That would be absolutely fantastic. I have got a couple more videos that I've got in my head that you've asked for before, so we'll bring them out for you while we're in lockdown. Now, Paul's question was, are you feeling any different during isolation? Living in Carlisle, it must be a normal experience. I guess the people of Carlisle were so far north that very few people come up to Carlisle. Cumbria as a whole, we've got the Lake District. Yes, people do come there, but Carlisle, yeah. I'm just staying in the house, mate. I'm watching loads of box sets and watching loads of golf YouTube videos and non-golf YouTube videos, just YouTube videos in general, and playing the PlayStation. So that's what I'm doing with my time. Let me know what you're doing with your time. Let me know what you're doing your time, because I'm sure we've all got the list off the wife. I've got one and I haven't done it yet, so hopefully she doesn't watch this. She probably will, because my dad will watch it and tell me missus to watch it, and then I'm in trouble. So yeah, it doesn't feel any different, mate, to be fair. That's the answer to that question. And I've got one last question from a new follower. And that is a guy called Neil Mac Roberts, and he's asked me a question of, how do you make a yardage book, how to start and things need to know. Now, fortunately I did this with Dad on the advice of our pro Stuart, which was, if you remember, you know when the police have the pocket notebook and it's just a little book, probably a bit bigger than, a little bit smaller than something like that. Now this is the first aid rules of golf, but kind of similar size and applies. So what I would do is I would draw the hole out on here, put the yardage, and mark on there where you would normally, where the tee is and where you would normally hit the ball to, and then I would put in on the side of it what club I used to get to there. So if you, like on the first hole at Carlisle, we've all seen, in fact I'll tell you what, I'll put it up now. So as you can see, that hole is a dog leg left. Now you can go off the tee with a driver with a draw and you'll get there fine. It's just something I don't do. So for me on that hole, I would have the tee here and then the green here, and obviously it comes round like that. Now I always hit a hybrid and I always hit it to a certain point. So at that point I would draw a line, put the ball and put hybrid, and then from there on, know what, you know, because I'm always going to be relatively in the same space because my dispersion's quite low, or quite tight, is from that point on, going to something like, it's got 160 yards, I know for me that's 9 iron. Because that hole plays predominantly downwind. So I would put 9 iron on there and then mark the green. However, what I would do on another page, or the back of that page, is draw the green out. Draw the green out on that page. And then if you have a slope, put the slope on there. If the green comes down like that, you're going to mark that it comes down like that. But if they have it in a certain spot in the hole and it kind of breaks left to right, obviously on the other side it's going to break right to left. So I would mark that as well. So I know that wherever I am on the green, I can always refer to my book. It'll tell me where the breaks are in the green, and depending on where the pin position is, you know, whether you've got it where the flag, we know within 15-20 feet of where the flag is, or if the flag's another 20 feet away, you know that if you go up that, which way the ball's going to go. And that's how I would make my yardage book up for the golf course I'm going to play. Oh, sorry, not the golf course I'm going to play, the golf course that I play at, which is Carlisle Golf Club. And it's something we did with Dad. So when we were going around a golf with Dad, in his back pocket he'll have the hole that we've mapped out, and we've put which way the green breaks on a separate page, but where his golf ball normally goes to and what club. So you know when you get to that area, if you're playing in a club competition and you've got that there, okay, well this is a shot that I do quite regular, so I should be alright hitting the next shot down there. So hopefully that answers your question, mate. Is yes, you can make your own, and just get a little notepad that you can put in your golf bag, draw the hole out and then draw the green out separately and mark on there which way that the green runs. That way, you know, it probably will save you a few shots. And if you've not done that before anybody else watching, I highly recommend doing it, because if you can know while you're walking to the green where that ball is, where the pin is and what that ball's doing, you're not going to have the doubt in your head which is going to go, oh well, I don't know what to do. So yeah, so hopefully that answers the question, and everybody else at home has had a great tip from that, and you can have that one for free because you've pressed that red button down below. So thank you very much. But for now, that's it. No more question. Well, there was one more question, and it was from Graham Mackenzie, aka GMAC Golf again. Who is the biggest 8-hole? Is it A, the combat golfer, or B, the combat golfer? I think by the sheer definition of the question, it has to be the combat golfer. So on that note, listen, take care everybody, stay safe, and we'll, you know, as long as we do as we're told, we'll be out there on the golf courses before we know it. So take care, stay tuned, because I'm going to have a one coming down on my golf swing which people have asked for, so that could be very interesting. Me trying to tell you what I do. But for now, take care. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye for now. Ciao. Bye.